Too often we settle for what is easy, what is safe, what fits within the confines of the life we've been handed. But in that safety lies a quiet surrender, a surrender of all that we are capable of becoming. Ask yourself, in the silence of your own heart, are you living the life you were meant to live, or simply existing within the confines of your own comfort zone? The truth is, to settle is to deny yourself the gift of growth, of challenge, of true fulfillment. This is not the way of the wise, nor the way of those who choose to rise above mediocrity. We were not born to blend in, nor to float in the sea of ordinary lives. We were born to stand tall, to challenge the horizon, to be the architects of our own futures. It is time to stop settling. It is time to embrace the pursuit of your true potential. 1. The illusion of comfort. Comfort is a trap, a beautiful, seductive illusion that lures us into believing we are content, safe, and fulfilled. It wraps itself around our lives like a soft blanket, convincing us that where we are is where we should be. We settle into routines, habits, and environments that feel familiar, secure, and non-threatening. But comfort, my friend, is a mask. Beneath it lies the reality of unexamined potential, of dreams left to wither in the shadows of our own complacency. We were not made to exist merely in comfort. That which is comfortable is not what cultivates greatness. It is not what pushes the human spirit to its highest potential. The greatest minds, the most remarkable souls, those who have shaped the course of history, none of them were born into comfort. They sought discomfort, they welcomed the struggle, and through that struggle they became more than they ever thought possible. Ask yourself, when was the last time you grew, really grew? Not when you simply existed or followed the path that was laid out for you, but when you stepped into the unknown, when you faced the challenge head-on, when you allowed discomfort to teach you, to sharpen you, to mold you. It is only in discomfort that we truly begin to see what we are made of. Comfort is an illusion, a fleeting moment in time. The pursuit of your true potential lies in the discomfort, in the willingness to step away from what you know, from what is easy, and into what challenges you, what forces you to evolve. You must understand, comfort is the enemy of progress. To remain in the place where everything feels easy is to refuse the call to greatness. There is no growth in the familiar. There is no greatness in standing still. True fulfillment is born from the discomfort of pushing yourself past your limits, of stepping outside of the cage you've built for yourself, of walking through the fire and emerging stronger on the other side. So, I ask you now, will you choose comfort, or will you choose the path that stretches you beyond what you know? Will you accept the easy life, or will you rise to the challenge of your true potential, even if it means facing discomfort, uncertainty, and struggle? The choice is yours. But know this, comfort will keep you safe, but it will never set you free. Only the discomfort of growth will do that. 2. The weight of unfulfilled potential. Consider this. The heaviest burden you will ever carry is not one of physical weight, nor of external struggles. It is the weight of your unfulfilled potential, the weight of what you could have become, but chose not to. When you are alive, breathing, and capable but remain stagnant, you carry a heavy load that no one else can see. It is a burden that exists only within you, pressing on your heart, weighing on your spirit. This burden begins as a whisper, a faint feeling of dissatisfaction that gnaws at your mind when the noise of everyday life quiets down. It is that voice inside you that tells you you are meant for more. But that voice is often drowned out by the distractions of routine, by the desire for comfort, and by the easy path. Yet that whisper grows louder over time. It becomes a constant hum in the back of your mind, a reminder that you are capable of so much more than you are allowing yourself to achieve. The longer you ignore it, the heavier it becomes. You cannot escape this weight by pretending it doesn't exist. You cannot outrun it by seeking temporary comforts or fleeting distractions. It will follow you wherever you go. Every unspoken dream, every opportunity not pursued, every challenge avoided adds another stone to the pile you carry. And you are the only one who can lighten that load. To live with unfulfilled potential is not merely to live a life of regret. It is to live a life of quiet despair. Because you know, deep within your soul, that you are not living in alignment with who you truly are, or who you could be. This is the true cost of inaction. The loss of the person you were meant to become, the greatest version of yourself that remains locked away, unseen, unheard. But let us not dwell solely on this burden. The true beauty of this weight is that it is not permanent unless you allow it to be. You have the power within every moment to release yourself from this heaviness. You must acknowledge the weight, yes, but then you must also take action. You must stop hiding from your own potential. Stop making excuses. Stop settling for what is easy. You must choose the hard path, the path that demands growth, the path that challenges your very being. The greatest form of self-respect is the commitment to your potential. When you honor the person you are meant to be, when you dedicate yourself to breaking free from the chains of mediocrity, you begin to lighten the load. And in this act of breaking free, you not only set yourself free, you inspire others to do the same. So ask yourself, how much longer will you carry the weight of your unfulfilled potential? Will you continue to allow it to weigh on you, to bind you in chains of what-ifs and could-have-beens? Or will you rise, and in rising shed that weight once and for all? The choice is yours, and the moment to act is now. Don't let another day pass, for in each moment of hesitation, the weight grows heavier. Release it. And in doing so, you will discover the freedom of becoming the person you were always meant to be. 3. Too many of us shy away from struggle, as if it is something to be feared, something to be avoided at all costs. We seek comfort, we long for ease, we crave the absence of hardship. But what if I told you that the very thing we try to avoid is the key to our transformation? What if I told you that the struggle you resist is the one that will shape you into the person you are meant to become? We have been conditioned to think that struggle is the enemy. We have been taught to look at hardship as a flaw in our path, a sign of failure or a mark of misfortune. But this is a lie. Struggle is not a punishment, it is a privilege. The greatest strength, the most profound wisdom, and the deepest character are forged in the fire of adversity. It is through struggle that we learn who we truly are. It is through struggle that we discover our resilience, our resolve, our true potential. Without struggle, there is no growth. Without hardship, there is no progress. The human spirit does not flourish in calm waters, it thrives in storms. You are not meant to glide through life untouched by difficulty. You are meant to face challenges, to wrestle with them, to rise above them. The struggle is not your enemy, it is your greatest teacher. When you encounter difficulty, do not run from it. Do not shrink in fear or frustration. Instead, lean into it, welcome it. Know that in this moment you are being shaped. Every trial, every obstacle, every setback carries within it the seeds of your growth. What seems like an insurmountable challenge today will become the foundation of your strength tomorrow. The struggle is the crucible in which your character is refined, your limits tested, and your courage built. But the choice to embrace the struggle is yours. You can choose to remain in the comfort of avoidance, where everything is easy and nothing changes. Or you can choose to step into the arena, to face what is difficult with unwavering determination. You can choose to take what the world throws at you and turn it into fuel for your ascent. There is no greatness without hardship. There is no transformation without discomfort. The path to your true potential lies not in the absence of struggle, but in your ability to rise through it, to learn from it, and to let it shape you into the person you were born to be. So, I urge you, when the struggle comes, as it inevitably will, do not shy away from it. Do not curse it. Do not lament your fate. Embrace it, for it is shaping you, refining you, and preparing you for the greatness that lies ahead. The struggle is not your enemy. It is the forge in which you will be made into something far greater than you ever imagined. And in embracing that struggle, you will finally unlock the full potential within you. 4. Growth lies beyond the familiar. Human nature is drawn to the familiar, to the comfort of what we know, to the predictability of our routines and surroundings. We find security in the familiar, and in that security we often mistake comfort for happiness. But the truth is this: growth does not live in the familiar. It resides on the other side of what is known, just beyond the edge of your comfort zone, waiting for you to take that first step into the unknown. Waiting for you to take that first step into the unknown. We often convince ourselves that we have reached the limit of our potential because we've reached the limit of our experiences. But this is a dangerous illusion. The human spirit is limitless, but it can only unfold its true potential when it is challenged by something new, something different, something that pushes it beyond the borders of its current understanding. If you want to grow, you must first be willing to leave behind what is comfortable and familiar. You must be willing to step into the discomfort of the unknown. You see, growth is not easy. It does not come from staying in the safe space you've created for yourself. It comes from breaking down the walls of your own self-imposed limitations, from challenging the beliefs that have held you captive, and from embracing the new, the unfamiliar, and the unknown. Every moment you spend clinging to what you already know is a moment you lose the opportunity to discover what lies beyond your current self. But this is where fear comes in. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of change. It all rises up to stop you. It whispers in your ear, telling you that staying where you are is safer, that moving forward might lead to disappointment, and that it is better to stick to the familiar than to risk what you don't understand. Yet, if you listen to that fear, you will remain stuck in the same place forever, locked in a prison of your own making. Growth comes from the leap of faith, the willingness to move forward even when you cannot see the end. You cannot grow by standing still. You cannot evolve by remaining in a place that no longer challenges you. True progress is found in the discomfort of change, in the uncertainty of new beginnings, in the boldness of stepping into what you do not know. You were not made to stay where you are. You were made to stretch, to reach, to break free from the boundaries of your current reality. The more you step into the unfamiliar, the more you invite growth into your life. Every time you step out of the comfort zone, you step closer to the person you are meant to be. Every time you face the unknown, you grow stronger, more capable, and more resilient. So I ask you, how long will you remain where it's safe? How long will you allow fear to keep you from stepping into the vast possibilities that lie beyond the familiar? If you want to grow, if you want to fulfill your true potential, you must be willing to leave behind the comfort of the known and venture into the unknown. The world of growth lies just beyond the horizon of your fears, and it is waiting for you to take that first step. The familiar will always call to you, but remember this: growth is always found where the familiar ends. The greatest version of yourself is waiting on the other side of your comfort zone. Will you answer the call? 5. The fear of greatness. Greatness is not a destination. It is a journey, a challenge, a path that demands everything from you. And yet, paradoxically, it is the very idea of greatness that many fear the most. We fear what greatness asks of us. We fear the responsibility it brings. We fear the weight of expectation, the vulnerability of standing out, the possibility of failure. But what if I told you that the fear of greatness itself is the greatest obstacle you will ever face? To fear greatness is to fear your own potential, to doubt your own ability to rise to the occasion, and to shrink back from the calling that is deep within you. This fear is not rational. It is born from self-doubt, from insecurity, from the belief that you are not worthy or capable of achieving something extraordinary. But the truth is this: you were made for greatness. You were not born to live an ordinary life, to blend in with the crowd, to settle for mediocrity. Greatness is in your blood. It is in the very essence of who you are. We are all born with an innate potential for something far beyond what we can imagine. But it is the fear of that greatness, the fear of what it will demand, the fear of stepping into the unknown, the fear of standing alone, that keeps us from claiming it. We allow this fear to keep us small, to keep us safe, to keep us locked in the confines of a life that is comfortable but unfulfilling. And in doing so, we deny ourselves the very gift that life has given us, the chance to be extraordinary. You must understand that greatness does not come without sacrifice. It does not come without risk. It does not come without moments of doubt, of fear, and of struggle. But these are not signs to retreat. They are signs that you are on the right path, that you are pushing the boundaries of your own potential, and that you are stepping into the fullness of who you are meant to be. Greatness is not for the faint of heart. It is for those who are willing to face their fears head-on, who are willing to stand in the face of adversity and say, "I will not back down. I will not settle. I will rise." Greatness is not about perfection. It is about perseverance, resilience, and the courage to keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear, even when the road is rough. So I ask you now, what is it that you fear about greatness? Is it the expectation? Is it the responsibility? Is it the possibility of failure? Know this: the fear you feel is not a sign that you are not capable. It is a sign that you are on the brink of something extraordinary. The only thing standing between you and your greatness is the courage to step through that fear, to embrace it, and to rise above it. The world is full of people who never reached their full potential because they were too afraid to chase their greatness. Don't be one of them. Step into the fear, embrace the challenge. You are not just capable of greatness, you are meant for it. And when you finally let go of the fear that holds you back, you will unlock a power within you that will carry you further than you ever imagined. 6. Time is the most precious resource. Time, like a river, flows without pause. Once a moment passes, it is gone forever, never to return. In the rush of life, it's easy to forget this truth. We waste time in distractions, in trivial pursuits, in the endless cycle of tomorrow, telling ourselves we will start, we will change, we will pursue greatness at a later date. But the harsh reality is this: time waits for no one. It moves forward, relentless and unforgiving, and it is the most precious resource you will ever have. Every minute you squander in hesitation, in indecision, in the comfort of inaction, is a minute that can never be reclaimed. Every hour spent doing things that do not align with your purpose, that do not bring you closer to your true potential, is an hour that slips through your fingers like sand. You can lose money and regain it. You can lose opportunities and find new ones. But once time is gone, it is lost forever. The key to mastering time is to understand its value. Time is not just a unit of measurement. It is the currency of your life. And like any valuable resource, it must be used wisely. Time is not something you can afford to waste. Each day that passes is a day closer to the end of your journey. And while that may sound morbid, it is the truth. When you come to the end of your life, will you look back and wish you had spent more time chasing your dreams, more time becoming who you were meant to be? Or will you look back with the regret of time lost to fear, complacency, and hesitation? The greatest regret of the human soul is not failure, but the regret of not having lived fully, of not having used time to create the life it could have had. Time is the only thing that cannot be bought, cannot be earned, and cannot be borrowed. It is a gift, and like all gifts, it should be treated with reverence and intention. We often get caught up in the belief that there will always be more time. But the truth is, no one is promised tomorrow. You have this moment, this breath, this day, and that is all you are guaranteed. So, what will you do with it? Will you let it pass by unnoticed? Or will you use it to take one more step toward your true potential? The most successful and fulfilled people are not those who have more time, but those who use the time they have with purpose, with urgency, and with commitment to their vision. Time is your ally, but only if you respect it and use it wisely. The longer you wait to take action, the more time you lose, and the farther away your potential becomes. Now is the time. There is no better moment than this one to start, to act, to pursue what you have been putting off for so long. Tomorrow is an illusion. The only reality is today, and today is the only day that matters in the pursuit of your greatness. Do not waste time waiting for the perfect moment, the right conditions, or the perfect version of yourself. There is no perfect moment. There is only the now, and the way you use your time today will determine the future you create tomorrow. The clock is ticking, and every second counts. So, I ask you, how will you spend your time today? Will you use it to move closer to your potential, or will you let it slip away, unreclaimed? 7. The power of choice. Every day you are faced with choices. Some seem small and inconsequential, while others appear monumental. But the truth is, each choice you make, whether conscious or unconscious, shapes your life in profound ways. Your future is not a matter of fate or destiny, it is a matter of choice. Every action you take, every thought you entertain, and every decision you make brings you closer to or further away from the person you are capable of becoming. Choice is a powerful gift. It is the one thing you can control in a world full of uncertainty. You cannot control the circumstances of your life, nor can you always control the people around you. But you can always control how you respond, what you focus on, and what you choose to do. You have the ability to shape your reality, one choice at a time. However, too many of us surrender our power to choose. We become passive observers in our own lives, letting others dictate the course of our actions, letting the tides of circumstance carry us wherever they will. We fall into the trap of believing that we don't have a say in our lives, that we are subject to the whims of fate, or that the path we are on is predetermined. But this is a lie. Your life is not written for you, it is written by you, in the choices you make every single day. Every choice is an opportunity to grow, to improve, to move closer to your true potential. But you must choose deliberately, with intention, and with the awareness that your decisions have consequences, both seen and unseen. The choices you make today lay the foundation for the person you will become tomorrow. The direction you choose to go, the habits you choose to form, the people you choose to surround yourself with. All of these choices will shape the life you lead. The challenge is that many of these choices are not easy. They often require sacrifice, discomfort, and courage. They may require you to go against the crowd, to push through resistance, to make decisions that are unpopular or difficult. But this is where true growth happens. It is in these moments when you choose the harder path, the one that requires more from you, that you discover your strength, your resilience, and your character. When you understand the power of choice, you take full responsibility for your life. You stop blaming external circumstances, stop waiting for the perfect moment, and stop making excuses. You realize that every moment is an opportunity to choose a different path, to take a different action, to shape your destiny. So, I ask you, what choices are you making today? Are they bringing you closer to the life you want to live? Or are they keeping you stuck in the comfort of the familiar? Are you choosing to rise to your potential? Or are you allowing fear, doubt, and complacency to guide your decisions? The power to change your life lies in your hands. You are not a passive participant in your own story. You are the author. And each choice you make is a word, a sentence, a paragraph that moves you closer to your true potential or further away from it. The question is, what kind of story do you want to write? The power is yours, now and always. Choose wisely. 8. The courage to be different. Throughout your life, you will encounter the voices of others. The ones who tell you to fit in, to conform, to follow the crowd. Society will try to shape you, to dictate what success looks like, to set the standards for how you should live. And yet, it is in your differences, your uniqueness, your willingness to stand apart from the crowd, that your true potential is unlocked. The courage to be different is not simply about doing things differently for the sake of being unique. It is about honoring your authentic self, embracing the path that calls to your soul, even if it doesn't align with the expectations of the world around you. True greatness is not found in blending in with the masses. It is found in daring to stand alone, to chart your own course, to embrace the qualities that make you who you are, even when it feels uncomfortable or unpopular. We are conditioned to seek approval, to fit into the boxes that society creates for us. From an early age, we are taught to conform, to be like everyone else, to follow the prescribed steps to success. We are told that happiness and fulfillment come from following the same path as everyone else, but this is a lie. The path that leads to your true potential is not a well-trodden road. It is a path that only you can walk, and it will be filled with obstacles, detours, and uncertainty. But it will also be the path that makes you whole, that brings out the best in you, and that leads you to the life you were meant to live. To be different takes courage. It takes the bravery to defy societal expectations, to reject the notion that there is one right way to live, to refuse to settle for a life that doesn't resonate with your deepest desires. It takes the strength to endure criticism, to face judgment, and to persevere even when others do not understand your choices. But it is in this courage, the courage to stand in your truth, that you will find the power to create a life that is truly your own. The world needs more people who are willing to be different, who are willing to embrace their uniqueness and forge their own path. The greatest innovators, the most influential leaders, the most successful individuals are those who dared to be different, who dared to question the status quo, who dared to think for themselves. They did not seek permission to be who they were. They simply lived in alignment with their purpose, regardless of how others perceived them. If you want to reach your true potential, you must be willing to be different. You must be willing to stand apart, to go against the grain, to make choices that others might not understand, but that resonate deeply with your soul. Do not fear being different. Fear the life that is lived in the shadow of conformity, where you are constantly suppressing your true self to fit in with the expectations of others. The courage to be different is the key to unlocking your greatness. It is the key to discovering who you truly are, to building a life that is authentic and meaningful, and to stepping into the full power of your potential. Do not let the fear of being judged or misunderstood hold you back. The world needs you, not the version of you that others want, but the real, raw, unapologetic version of you. Step into that power and watch as your life transforms. 9. Mastering your mindset. Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess. It has the capacity to create or destroy, to elevate you to greatness or trap you in mediocrity. Yet so often we let our minds wander aimlessly, swept away by negative thoughts, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs. The key to unlocking your true potential lies not in external circumstances, but in mastering the thoughts that shape your reality. The way you think will dictate the way you live. If you want to change your life, you must first change your mindset. We are constantly bombarded by thoughts that tell us we are not enough, that we cannot achieve our dreams, that we are not worthy of success. These thoughts are not truths. They are simply stories we have allowed ourselves to believe. But the power of your mind is that it can be reshaped, reprogrammed, and redirected. Your mindset is not fixed. It is a muscle that can be trained. It is the muscle that can be trained. To master your mindset, you must first recognize that you have control over it. Your thoughts are not facts. They are simply impulses that arise in response to your environment and experiences. But you have the power to decide which thoughts to nurture and which ones to discard. Every time you catch yourself thinking negatively, replace it with a thought that empowers you, that aligns with your true potential. Every time you hear that voice telling you, you can't, challenge it with, I will. Every time you feel doubt creeping in, meet it with belief. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes, and eventually your mindset will shift from one of limitation to one of possibility. Mastering your mindset also means taking responsibility for your own narrative. Too often we fall into the trap of blaming our circumstances, our upbringing, or other people for the way we feel or the state of our lives. But the truth is, you are the author of your story. You are the one who decides what meaning to give the events of your life. You are the one who chooses how to interpret the challenges, the setbacks, and the obstacles that come your way. You can choose to see them as insurmountable barriers, or you can choose to see them as opportunities for growth, lessons in resilience, and stepping stones on your path to greatness. When you shift your mindset to one of empowerment, you shift your entire reality. You begin to see the world not as a series of obstacles, but as a canvas, waiting for you to paint your masterpiece. You begin to approach challenges not with fear or hesitation, but with confidence and resolve. You begin to realize that the only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. And once you remove those, the world opens up to endless possibilities. The key to mastering your mindset is consistency. It is not a one-time shift, but a daily practice of cultivating thoughts that align with your highest self. It is about training your mind to focus on solutions, on growth, on opportunity, instead of dwelling on problems, failures, and what's lacking. It is about choosing to believe in yourself, even when the world may not. Remember, your mind is your greatest ally in the pursuit of your potential. It can either hold you back or propel you forward. The choice is yours. When you master your mindset, you master your life. You become unstoppable, unshakable, and unwavering in your commitment to greatness. So, take charge of your thoughts. Choose empowerment, and watch as your reality transforms in ways you never thought possible. 10. Embrace the struggle. Growth, success, and greatness do not come without hardship. The journey to your true potential will be filled with struggle, setbacks, and challenges. But too often, we view struggle as something to be avoided, something to fear. We see it as a sign that we are on the wrong path, that we are not meant to achieve our goals. But I tell you this, it is through the struggle that we are forged. It is the struggle that molds us, that shapes us into the person we need to become to fulfill our true potential. When you face difficulty, when you feel as though the world is conspiring against you, remember this. The struggle is not your enemy, it is your ally. It is not a punishment, but a lesson. Each obstacle you face is an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Each failure is a stepping stone, not a setback. Every hardship is a reminder that you are pushing beyond your limits. And it is in this pushing that you discover what you are truly capable of. Embracing the struggle means reframing the way you perceive hardship. It means understanding that growth requires discomfort. It means accepting that the most valuable lessons in life often come wrapped in pain, frustration, and failure. Without struggle, there is no progress. Without adversity, there is no strength, and without challenge, there is no true growth. The road to greatness is not a straight line. It is not a smooth, uninterrupted path. It is filled with bumps, detours, and barriers that seem insurmountable. But it is through these struggles that your character is built. The more you face, the more you learn. The more you overcome, the more you realize your own power. The greatest people in history, those who achieved extraordinary things, who changed the world, who left a lasting impact, All faced immense struggles. They were not exempt from hardship. They did not walk an easy road. But they embraced the struggle. They chose to rise, to persist, to keep going when the path seemed impossible. And it was through their willingness to face the struggle head-on that they became the icons we revere today. You will face your own struggles. You will encounter moments of doubt, frustration, and despair. But know this: you are capable of far more than you realize. The struggle is not a sign that you should stop. It is a sign that you are on the verge of something great. When you embrace the struggle, you stop seeing it as an obstacle and start seeing it as a gift that will propel you forward, that will build your resilience, and that will transform you into the person you are meant to be. So, when the struggle comes, and it will, do not shy away from it. Do not run from it. Embrace it with open arms. Welcome the challenge. Understand that every step through the pain, every moment of frustration is bringing you closer to your potential. Trust in the process. Trust in your ability to overcome. And know that the struggle, while difficult, is the very thing that will lead you to greatness. You will. Be relentless, for that is where true greatness resides.